recording. Yep. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Is that a toasted ciabatta bun with creamy onion spread I smell? Hi, I'm Teresa. I like crocheted scarves and key cards to unmarked buildings.
You're welcome to join us, if you choose.
We can't date, you're too oily. This is the Morning Stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Stream. Scott Johnson here with Brian Ibbett. Brian, good morning.
Good morning.
It's Thursday, August 27th, 2020. We're here. We're doing it. It's episode 1980, the beginning of the 80s. Woo! We're only five episodes away from our Back to the Future episode. We're only, let's see, 7 years away from our... What film sack movie did we just do from the 80s? I forgot.
Oh, it was Running Scared, but that was 1984.
Six.
And I thought Lethal Weapon was 6, and this was 2 years before it.
It's 2 years. Oh, now I gotta know. Hold on.
I know.
Running Scared. I thought it was 86.
It is 86. You're right.
So wait, when was the other one then?
Yeah, Lethal Weapon. I thought this was
Weapon. Oh, the very next year, 87.
87. Yeah. Okay, it was 1 year. 1 year before.
Okay.
1 year before Lethal Weapon.
Buddy cop movies back to back.
That's
Anyway,
right.
Well,
films.
We're here. We're starting a little late. I had dog barf to clean up. Told the story in pre-show, so if you want to hear it in pre-show, you can listen to it in pre-show. But you have to be a patron to get it.
That's right.
That's too bad. Anyway, so
missed out on some great discourse.
Yes,
is what you did.
It was good stuff. You can still sign up and get it today if you want. So if you signed up right now, you could get it. Check this out. So I'm putting it out there. We're looking for a common household cure for a thing I've got, and I'd like to get your feedback on this, listeners.
Okay.
I got the Jimmy legs at night. Jimmy legs. Say.
The Jimmy legs. This is like restless leg syndrome, basically.
Yeah, lately, and I don't kind of out of nowhere. It's probably all the beef jerky Kim's making.
You got the beef legs.
Yeah, I got the beef legs. I don't know what's going on with that, but she's been making this amazing beef jerky. It's not been that salty though, so I don't know what the deal is. But sometimes, I can directly tie, if I had a bunch of sodium in the day, I can tie that directly to the jumpy legs.
Right.
But man, what the frick? I hate it. I hate the Jimmy legs.
Yeah, I mean, it could all be part of dehydration. Maybe you're not drinking enough water.
Oh, it could be. I mean, look at this. I got a fresh.
Your muscles are constricting and feeling tight, and so you feel like you got to move your legs because you're not getting enough hydration.
It could be that, where it's very dry and hot, so maybe I should be drinking more of this. That'd be good.
All the smoke,
yeah,
sure.
All the the smoke. That isn't helping anybody, right?
Yep.
That's what's going on there. Okay, well, the steady.
Maybe you need some Jimmy shoes.
Jimmy shoes.
Could that be the?
Jimmy's
been watching you.
Jimmy's been watching. I was going to say, that was from that episode with those weird shoes that Kramer wore.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so
Jimmy's had his eye on you for some time now.
So I don't know what it is I'm missing. Maybe more bananas. Get some of that potassium in there.
Oh, potassium, sure.
I don't know. Just like at night, I'll be laying there and I'll be just like, for like a good hour before I can kind of calm my legs down and then go freaking to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's not like sometimes if I do like a good sweaty workout, that helps during the day, but not always. Sometimes it doesn't matter. So I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. Just hate
it's funny. Somebody Hazeltine it's my favorite flavor of Ovaltine said in the chat room. Spoonful of mustard might help. Magnesium and it helps with muscle issues. It's totally true. Tina gets leg cramps every once in a while. Again, probably yet another side effect of the chemo and the radiation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I became her hero when I went to Panera Bread over by their condiment counter and grabbed a massive handful of mustard packets and shoved them in my pocket and brought them home for her. So she has them on the nightstand. When she wakes up in the middle of the night with a leg cramp, she has a little bit of mustard, like a packet of mustard, and it goes away.
Do you do a whole packet at a time? Or just
a whole packet.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, that sounds horrible.
It's about a spoonful. I mean, really, there's not a lot in those mustard packets.
But doesn't that sounds hardcore to just take a mouthful of mustard and down it? Like
whatever.
I guess
whatever it takes, man.
Okay. I'm going to try it.
Depends on how much you like the Jimmy legs, Scott.
I don't
maybe
like
you
them.
like them. Maybe you like them more than mustard.
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't like the Jimmy legs. Jimmy legs can bite me right in the Jimmy. I don't like them. All
right in the Jimmy hat.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try mustard next time this happens. That's a weird thing, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
It is a weird thing. But that's more for leg cramps. I don't know if the Jimmy legs are because of cramping. So who knows? It'd be worth a try. I'd be curious to see if it works.
I'll give it a shot. If it works for cramps.
And if it doesn't work, what? You're just out one packet of mustard or just keep a little thing of Goldens or French's next to the bed and a spoon or whatever and squirt some.
Well, wait. So okay, new question. Does it matter if it's like a yellow mustard? Can it be a brown mustard? A little texture in there?
Since it's magnesium, I don't know what the magnesium content in spicy mustard would be. So probably yellow mustard is better.
Yeah, it's probably true. Okay. I love the idea of like a little bowl, plate bowl, a little fancy dish that's just got packets in it next to my bed that I can just reach over and go
right,
zip
yes,
and
exactly.
do it.
If it works out, let me know and I'll 3D print something for you.
Okay, sounds great. Right. The Jimmy Leg solution bowl.
That's right.
All right. Also, got another problem. There's a drone that has been flying around our house, and sometimes it just parks there and looks down at us. Okay.
Like, is it directly? I said so many questions because I saw this on Twitter and didn't get any further information. Right. But does it sit directly above your house, or is it kind of just way up high in the air above your neighborhood and you could be thinking it's looking at you?
Sometimes it's pretty low.
Okay.
And we think it's one of these neighbors over in the townhomes to our northeast, I guess. And we can hear it coming. And then sometimes, and Kim goes, "Oh, do you hear that? There's the drone again." I'm like, "Oh yeah, the drone." But sometimes it will kind of park and hover like a UFO close-ish to the house, and it kind of sit there for a while. And I assume they all have cameras now, right? They all do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just sort of chilling there, and then eventually it'll go off.
Okay.
So what I think's happening is somebody's, like, "Ooh, check these people out," or whatever, right? So I wondered out loud on Twitter if I am within my legal rights, if it's that low, to blow it out of the sky with a potato gun or something else, like a paintball gun or something. Others have said, "Hey, just get a really high-powered green laser and just like shoot it into its lens, and then it'll get all fouled up."
Oh yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
But so I mean, I don't know what the legalities are, and so we had like a lawyer pipe in on Twitter and say, "Oh, you're totally within your rights if it's just hanging there like right above your house. That's like they can't do that."
And then I saw another lawyer pipe in and say, "No, it's protected like shooting a 737. It's basically you can't. it's got protected by the same laws that protect the FAA."
Yeah, and that I'd go to prison if I did such a thing.
Right.
So it was all over the map. Like, by the way, Twitter's a terrible place to get legal advice. It's awful.
It 100% is. Yes.
Yeah. Don't go there. Why did I do that?
No,
That's just a really dumb thing. And I don't think
you should go to Yahoo Answers, because there's where you're going to get your the ideal responses.
I mean, I'm sure. So there's probably, obviously, if there's a thing 10 feet above my house that's very small and I shoot it down, I can't imagine any court of law coming after me with the freaking FAA. This is just like shooting down a jumbo jet argument.
No.
That seems crazy.
But you've got to, I feel like you've got to be able to prove wrongdoing. Because, I mean, if a kid is learning how to fly this thing and he's over in the park and like, "I can't control it, Dad. Oh, it's okay. I think I've got it stopped." And it just happens to be in your yard and you shoot it down.
Yeah.
Then you've got to be able to prove wrongful. Like this person is genuinely doing something bad and wrong.
Okay, but, well, what if I do this? What if I buy one of those scrambler things that will interfere with its Wi-Fi / near field whatever it uses to control
so that it gets it goes into your area,
and then it would just go, it would crash on its own. And how are they ever going to prove that I interfered with it? You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Yes. No, that's something you could do.
Yeah.
You'll have a lot of irritated family members who all of a sudden can't get onto YouTube for a little while you're doing that business.
I didn't think of that. Well, I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know what it actually interferes with, but you can buy like a little what do they call that? A signal blocker. Yeah, like a disruptor deal, and then aim it at it and something.
J.K. Grammer actually says 6 ways to disable a drone. Here you go.
Oh,
is it one of those? Is it one of those big old DJI business? Like,
it wasn't huge. It looked, I don't know, probably about the size of a small pizza. If I had to compare it to something, was it like a little? It wasn't like a big fat one. Smaller than this thing they're showing on this screen. This screen's a little bigger.
Yeah, that's the big old DJI business. I like the second item in the list, which is nets.
Yeah, nets.
And it's showing a bigger drone with a net just swallowing up the smaller drone.
That's pretty great. Yeah, their number 1 is guns. Number 2, nets. Number 3, radio waves.
The Drone Defender, a device that emits an electromagnetic field meant to disrupt the most popular GPS and ISM radio frequencies, which keep drones in the air.
Look at that. It looks scary. Look at that thing. It's a gun. Hold on.
It just focused. It's like when you used to make. It does look like a gun. That's good because then that won't disrupt the Wi-Fi in your house. But it's like the same effect as people used to make signal boosters out of Pringles cans.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Except
it's like a focused. Yeah.
Except scary. Look at that thing.
It is scary looking. Yeah. Look at all of the. Those are like circle / drones that he's taken out of the sky, like little stickers you put on the side for how many drones you've.
Oh, like you, it's like your score.
Right, like.
Wow. All right.
That's hilarious.
Well, okay. These are good. These are all ideas.
Yes,
I'm probably not going to do anything about it. I have nothing to hide in my backyard anyway, but it just annoys me that there's somebody, hovering. If it starts to happen on the regular, then I'm going to start to wonder. Yeah. And then I could probably just call, I don't know. Who do you call?
Who are you going to call? Drone Busters.
You call Drone Busters.
I mean, you can probably call the police and just say, hey, there's someone in the neighborhood that's flying a drone. You could also hop on your bike or whatever and follow the drone back to its source. It has to go back home eventually.
Oh, good
and
point.
Then you can go and knock on the door and say, hey, are you purposefully hanging out above my house? And don't do what the next door thing is right now, which is get on there and blast and say, some jerk is flying and spying on me.
Yeah.
You can actually, do what we used to do before the internet and talk to your neighbors.
Maybe maybe I'll make a new friend. I don't know.
Maybe. The other day when I was smoking the ribs.
Oh, okay. Phew.
So I got a smoke box. It's one of these metal boxes you put in your grill, and then you fill it with chips. So you either soak the chips or don't soak the chips, and you put it over the lit part of your grill, and you put the meat that you're smoking on the other side where there's no fire underneath it.
Got it.
And it causes all this smoke.
All right.
And so I start the smoker going, get it going. I see some smoke coming out. Great. I go in the house and I get the ribs together, and I'm putting the ribs on a plate to take out with the tongs out to the grill. And I see a woman walking down the path that goes to our house, or the path that goes behind our house.
Yeah.
And she stops on the path directly behind my yard, like she was looking specifically for it. And she's getting out her phone and she's typing something, and she's looking at the back of the house, and her kids are following her. And then she turns back around and goes, and as she's going back, as she's turning around, I come out and smile at her thinking, well, maybe she'll say, oh, I saw the smoke from your barbecue grill and thought that there was a fire. Sorry.
Sure.
But she just looks at me and then just keeps walking. But I could tell she stopped and was intently staring at the back of my house with her phone out.
Like she's going to get a fire on video or something like that.
Exactly. And then she decided, oh, I guess it's just a barbecue. And instead of saying, I'm making a lot of assumptions as to the fact that she was even stopping and looking at our house. Maybe she goes for a walk and my fence is exactly the stopping and turning around point of her walk.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. Maybe
But,
she was texting something. She was like, "Sure, we can do lunch later," and then you just happened to
Maybe
see her.
it could have been any of those things. But you know, I mean, the fact that she, you know, didn't say, if that was the case, the fact that she didn't say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I saw the smoke and I thought there might have been fire. Sorry," you know.
Yeah.
People just don't do that. She's
No.
going to go on next door and say, "Should we be smoking meat in the time of wildfires in Colorado?" Signed, Karen.
Yeah, that's what they do in there.
That is what they do in there. Next door is it's evil.
It's kind of evil. There have been times though I've seen like these moments of, oh, they found their dog, or
Yes, right.
this
Oh,
lady's.
that's what next door should be about. But no, it's really about. Could you guys all stop doing fireworks at 1:30 in the morning? Hey, I like fireworks.
Fireworks are great.
Patriotic, and if you don't like it, you're un-American.
Leave the country if you don't like it.
Exactly. My family loves them.
Yeah, it's got like anything on the internet. It's got this underbelly to
it's
it.
a little bit of
Yeah, it's not
dark
great.
side to it.
Ours is
Anyway.
kind of boring. I've said that before, but it's kind of boring. The only time it got exciting is that guy that got video footage of the naked from the waist down guy walking around the backyard. That was the best part.
Yes, that's great.
Nothing exciting like that has happened since in our.
Sorry, I had to retrieve my drone. Sorry.
Naked drone guy. I would love that. All right, we're going to do a thing we do at the end of the month every month, and that is add our good pal, Gidget Von LaRue, to the show.
Yay!
And do some...
From Australia.
Yeah, we're going to do some trivial things.
Trivial things.
I'm very excited. Gidget, are you there?
I am. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm mighty fine. And I should tell you, Scott, that I actually own that drone.
Do you?
And can you start doing some more exciting things in your backyard, because it's pretty fucking boring.
We thought it was coming from Oklahoma. Actually, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird how we...
All the way from Australia.
Yeah.
I put super engines on that thing.
You must have, because
Yeah.
that's a long ways to go. Anyway,
Yeah.
hey, it's nice to have you here. Hope you're well.
Thank you.
How is Australia? You're gonna having fires and things, are you, or are you?
Look, it's not as bad as it is in America. I think the biggest problem is, they're having down in Victoria, and their premiers just like locked the entire state down,
Yeah.
like made it a police state, and people can't even like walk out and take their bins out. So
Yeah.
the whole world is nuts
Yeah.
and
It is
crazy.
nuts.
And yeah.
You guys had the fire situation too going on. I mean, we got basically half of the country is either on fire or underwater because of
That
the
hurricane.
hurricane.
Yeah,
So-
that hurricane was so bad last night.
Yeah.
Do we have? I'm just trying to see. What part of Louisiana did we hit? Was it like? Here it is.
Oh.
Arkansas. Landfall. Louisiana governor. Anyway, it's bad. The pictures are bad.
Yeah, they are bad. Yeah,
It's very
Yeah,
bad.
it's not.
yeah,
it's
right
not
on
good.
the Texas
it's not
border with
good.
Galveston and
Yeah.
oh, J.K. Grammer, you're in Houston, and not so bad, huh?
That's-
Thank goodness, because
that's
that's
good.
where my dad used to live, and I remember I'm seeing stories about like Galveston and how bad Galveston got hit, and that's not too far from Houston.
Well, a couple years ago, Houston got nailed real good. So I'm kind of glad they got
Yeah.
missed. But these pictures are terrible. Anyway, so on a happier note, we have Gidget on every month. We talk about some dumb trivia stuff, and it's exciting because
Dumb.
well, no, dumb in the good way. Dumb, good, dumb.
Fun.
That's fun.
We need to have fun, especially now.
Trivial things, we totally do.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get started, I always watch what the Tadpole has said on my last time.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
was
that's not-
17.
never a good idea.
Yeah, bad idea.
No,
But go
it's
ahead.
no,
Yeah.
it's fun, and
Like
there
reading
wasn't
the
much
Oprah reviews.
negativity. All right, so I'm going to quickly give some shout outs. All
Okay,
right, so
all right.
Tadpole, be prepared,
All
and
right.
if I say your name wrong, I'm really sorry.
All right.
All right, Darth McQuarrie said, "Yay, Gidget." Disturbed Angel said, "That was awesome last month and loved the hair." Identity 4 said, "Oh, hell's yeah, it's the best Thursday of the month." Lons Makes said, "Thor's Day with Gidget." Love Plovecraft said, "Gidget is probably a great disco dancer." I am, darling, I am.
Wow.
You missed out on Claire Gack saying, "TMS helps my PMS." You missed it.
Wow.
It was brilliant. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
Tattoo Freg said, "Gorgeous. Thank you. Go to Specsavers." Tom Norm said, "Looks like she stuck her finger in a light socket." And Jesus Christ, Gidget.
Yeah.
Houdini said Scott needs that wig. That was the afro wig, by the way. I'm wearing a cap tonight because I have a serious head injury. So there's no wigs. Really? Yeah. I fell on cement. Anyway, Bio Cow said, I need to visit Australia. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Benji006 said, it's TMXXXS. TV's Ergon said July is double team Gidget. Yeah.
So you just wrote all these down as they were saying them last week? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not long. Zoe Rings Bacon, who I met in Vegas. Hello, sweetie. You're an absolute darling. Gidget is winning. Of course I am. Clark Gack said every lash is sacred. Hank Plovecraft said great hair. Thank you. Not so much tonight.
I love it when I go to a restaurant and the waitress comes over and tells me what everybody else at the restaurant thinks of the food.
Yeah, I like that too. It's like a review of the entire. Yeah, this is the new thing.
I'm just giving you.
All right, two more. Stephanie Afflets said that went by too quickly. I agree.
Yeah.
And Green Door said deep throat double up on Gidget. Oh my.
Whoa, that seems like a unfortunate.
That's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Unfortunate combination
You're
of
already
words.
getting huge compliments on your makeup, which I agree looks fantastic today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look good.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to do a little bit more because the hair's all matted up in here, and
covering
it's
up
a
the
mess.
massive head wound Gidget.
Yeah. It's cement's no good. What happened there? Is it a long story? How short is this story? How long is this story?
Really short. I was down to my mum's place. She lives about 2 hours from me, and it was a party, and everyone was drunk, and I slipped because it was raining, and I fell backwards off 2 stairs onto the back of my head onto cement.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what they did? They didn't take me to the hospital. They put me to bed because concussion's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Concussions are great.
Did they do the thing where they like put a light and go in both eyes? Like, can you see?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, did they do that?
Check and make sure.
Nothing, because everyone else is drunk as well. So everyone was drunk, and they just went, she's a nuisance. Put her to bed, even though she's got a serious head injury.
Yeah.
But I'm fine. I'm alive, and
Jeez.
if I wasn't, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So you make a very good point.
We have proof right here
We're
that
glad-
she's with us. We're glad you're
I'm
here.
glad
You're okay.
glad you're okay.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you very much. I'm fine. I'm
All right.
very strong. I'm like the Terminator. So, all right. So, in case you're curious, the quiz this time, I was going to do music, but I thought I'll make it a little bit more fair. It is movies from 2000 to 2010.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a good
okay.
range. I like
All right,
that
I like
range.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my chances here, actually.
That's why I said to you both in Discord, I said, I think it's going to be very fair because we had the music, and then before that we had Mad Max Fury Road. So I think this one is going to be a little bit more
She'll
fair.
be
And
more
yeah, exactly. And all of them, I'm going to give a few, and I can never remember the word for it. Brian?
Multiple choice?
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That thing that you do. Yeah. All right.
That thing you do. That's my first guess.
Yes, that thing you do. 2003. No, okay.
Okay, so who went first last time for the music?
Oh, I didn't even get hit in the head, and I don't remember. I don't remember at all.
That's a month ago. Are you kidding me?
It was probably because if that was was it music? It was probably me that went first.
Yeah, it was
Probably.
70s music.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Scott
Brian.
first,
Yeah, let's start with Brian.
Scott can back clean up.
Brian.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to mention the movie and then do a question for the movie because there was a lot of great movies between this time.
Okay.
All right. So Gladiator.
Yes.
Who played Marcus Aurelius? Was it Russell Crowe, Oliver Reed, Richard Harris, or Joaquin Phoenix?
Marcus Aurelius. I think.
Marcus Aurelius.
Jeez. I think that was. I mean, all those guys were in it. I know Joaquin or Joaquin Phoenix was in there as well. I think that was. I'm going to say that's the main character. I'm going to say that was Russell Crowe.
Scott?
That I believe.
So it's not Russell Crowe.
It barely isn't.
So Aurelius, not Ceralius. No S, right?
Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Do you know who played Marcus Aurelius instead?
Yeah, because there is one in there.
That was the sequel, I think.
No, there was another
Marcus
character
Aurelius.
with an S.
Areola.
I'm gonna go with Richard Harris.
You are right.
Oh my gosh, I felt like it was either
Yeah.
that or the Joaquin Phoenix character. I couldn't remember for sure, but yeah.
All right, so just for a refresher, Russell Crowe was Maximus, Oliver Reed was Proximo, Richard Harris was Marcus Aurelius, and Joaquin Phoenix was Commodus.
Yeah, there you go. Commodus, that's it. Okay.
Commodus.
Yeah.
Commodus.
Yeah, Commodus.
Commodus. Oh, fancy.
He's a creepy bastard.
No, I'm just making a toilet reference, kid. It's much more lowbrow than you're giving me credit for.
Yes, this is true. All right, I'm off to the races then. This feels good. Is it still my turn? It's my turn, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is your turn.
All
Okay,
right.
so Scott,
Yeah.
Castaway.
Yeah.
All right. Which of these is not something that Chuck found in the FedEx boxes washed up on the island?
Not found. Okay.
Not found. A dress, tennis balls, ice skates, and videotapes.
A dress.
No. Brian?
So I remember he used the tape from the tape from the video cassettes for like fishing or something. He used the ice skates to knock out his tooth.
Yep.
So it has to be the tennis balls.
That is correct.
Damn it!
Oh, you boys are stealing stuff from each other.
Apparently we should have just swapped who goes first.
Yeah.
For some reason, I pictured tennis balls tumbling out of a FedEx box, but I don't know why that's in my head. That's weird.
Yeah. No. And the
right.
dress he tore up to use as a fishing net.
Oh.
Right, yeah.
Not that I've seen that movie a lot.
But then there was
Okay.
one box he didn't open, and in there was a battery powered sat phone.
Yeah.
That's the joke. The one box he decided not to open with the angel wings on it. That was the one that had like a superpowered radio. And
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Good movie though. I do enjoy
It's
it.
a great movie.
Absolutely.
I love that movie. All right.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah.
We're talking about X-Men, the first
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
All right. What does Wolverine mockingly call Professor Xavier? Is it Baldy, Wheels, Old Timer, or the Brain?
God, before you even gave me the choices, I was thinking Baldy. So I'm going to just stick with what I was originally thinking and say Baldy.
Scott?
Wheels.
Correct. Oh my God, what is happening here?
We're just gonna steal each
You
other's
guys
answers.
started off so wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
We need a redo of this.
Right.
This is great. All right.
Oh,
Now
Okay,
it's
so
me again.
Scott, it's your turn, and it is Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
Okay, or Ring.
Good.
For those people who are going to
Ring.
get precious. Okay, so where did Sam and Frodo meet up with Pippin and Merry to start their adventure? Is it the Prancing Pony Inn, the Buckleberry Farm, at the Shire fireworks display, or Farmer Maggot's cornfield?
Ooh.
Fart. Farmer Maggot's cornfield, I believe.
Yay, you are correct.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was that or the other farm one, and I wasn't sure where the other.
That was the only thing that was the only one my
Buckleberry
partner
Farms.
got wrong.
Yeah, because
Wow.
that's just tricky.
Yeah.
Because I knew that they were. I remember the cornfields because Mary or somebody went flying through there and landed on his back, and it was some kind of kerfuffle in the corn. So that's what got me. All
You
right.
do like a good kerfuffle, though.
Somewhere near the Shire.
Yeah, somewhere near the Shire.
Yeah.
Shire
Well, you got it
Hall.
right.
Yeah.
So
All right.
there's that.
I feel good.
Okay. All right. So Brian.
3 or 2 to 1 or 3 to 2, something like that. Scott's ahead of me.
Are you
3 to
already
2.
counting?
3 to 2.
I'm not counting. Somebody in the chat.
I'll count at the end. I'll count at the end. Let the total
Okay. All
count.
right. Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
I'm keeping score just in case.
I'm just being bossy because I have a concussion.
Yeah.
I guess so. Hey, it's fine. Totally fine.
Cool. All right. So for you, it is signs.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, another Joaquin Phoenix film.
Another Joy Queen Phoenix.
Joaquin. Yeah.
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to avoid like really girly flicks for this quiz.
That's probably a good choice.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
Totally.
Yeah. And I'm not that into them anyway. I prefer something with a bit more,
Yeah.
you know. So, all right. So signs. So why didn't Morgan die when the alien sprayed gas into his lungs? He had an asthma attack before the attack. He was smart enough to hold his breath, Merrill swung away before the toxin could affect him, or his lungs were already full of cancer.
Oh, geez. I think it's boy, it has been forever since I saw this movie, and I've only saw it once, so this is, I think, purely going to be a guess. I'm going to say the asthma.
That is correct.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was it. Good job.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't that Kieran Culkin? Kieran Culkin in that?
Correct.
Thing? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, who I'm loving on Succession.
Yeah, we were just talking about
But
him.
imagine being the parents of like these families, like the Hemsworths
Mhm.
or the Culkins or the
Culkins or-
Baldwins. Imagine being their mum and just going, "Oh, my kids have done really well.
Yeah.
They've done well."
Some of
Unless
them.
you're the parents of the Baldwins.
Yeah, if
Then
you're
you
the
say,
parents
"Oh,
of the
Alec
Baldwins.
has done really well.
Yeah. Even
yeah,
he's had his
yeah.
issues. I think Mother Baldwin's probably a little tired right now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably dead.
Oh, Stephen.
She's probably dead.
Oh, boys, you're such a pain. What am I going to do with you?
All that chest hair I had to clean up.
I don't know why I made her like that. I've got no idea. Okay, Scott. All right, we're hitting on to Minority Report.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Right. What does the rain mean? No, okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. So, what does the red ball mean? Is it a premeditated murder, no murders, a crime of passion, or a murder that has already happened?
It is a. Give me the options one more time.
All right. A premeditated murder,
Yeah.
no murders, a crime of passion, or a murder that has already happened?
I think it was a. Shoot. I'm going to get this wrong.
No, it wasn't that.
I'll say premeditated.
You're correct.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I was
Good.
afraid it was like a murder already happened.
There, lad.
Man.
Because was
I
it?
was hoping you wouldn't pick that one because, like, I don't think it's any of the other three. But if Scott gets this wrong, I don't know what I'm going to get. What I'm going to guess instead. So.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones because I sometimes look up quizzes, but a lot of the times the answers are wrong, and this one was wrong.
Oh,
And
really?
then I always make sure that it's the right answer, so I then investigate more. And this particular Minority Report quiz had it as a crime of passion.
Clown murder.
And it's
crime of
not.
passion.
Clown murder.
Yeah.
See,
Clown
the
murder.
reason I was thrown a little bit is and so at one point the red ball ends up coming out and it's got Tom Cruise's character's name on it.
Right.
Correct.
But in
Yes.
my head that's like, oh, the crime's already happened. See, I was getting that was really throwing me. So I'm glad I guessed right. That was a total guess. I got lucky.
And that was the first time I ever saw the actor Colin Farrell, and I was like, Tom Cruise, you can go into the toilet. Who's this Colin Farrell? Holy
That's right,
dooly.
yes.
Yeah, he's great.
He's taller too.
Hubba,
And woo,
hubba.
baby. Yeah, he's swat. All right. So it's Brian, and we are hitting on Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Shaun of the
geez.
Dead.
Okay.
All right.
Been a
Yep.
long time for me.
All right. So Shaun of the Dead, what is the name of Shaun and Ed's regular pub? Is it the Slaughtered Lamb, I don't know, the Red Lion, the Victoria, or the Winchester?
Shoot. This is like. Yeah, I mean, it's the
And
one
for the
that
rest
has
of the answers,
uh,
I looked up English pubs that are the most popular. So,
Of course,
the
yeah.
Slaughtered Lamb, of course, was American Werewolf in London.
Right.
Oh.
So I mean, I shouldn't have given that away. Huh?
See, now you
Maybe
have
that could have been.
Now you
Maybe
have-
that could have been said after the question.
Yeah, now you have three options. Good luck.
Right.
Oopsie.
Yeah, which all sound the same. It's the one that Don't Stop Me Now. They have their nice little cricket bat fight with the zombies while Queen plays on the
Stop me
jukebox.
now.
All right, so the choices again are Victoria, the what, and the what?
The Red Lion, the Victoria,
Lion.
and the Winchester.
Okay, yeah, definitely one of those three. I'm gonna say
reckon?
it's the. I'm gonna say it's the Red Lion.
Nope, Scott.
No,
Um,
say Slaughtered Lamb. Say Slaughtered Lamb.
let's say we have a hotel here called the Red Lion.
Yeah, so do we.
Let's say
National chain, Scott.
Is it a national chain? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it a Marriott thing? It's a Marriott thing, right?
Might be.
Okay, that explains why it would be national. Winchester. Let's just say that.
Correct. They had the Winchester gun above the bar. They use it at the end of the
Oh,
movie.
I got it.
Yeah,
Total
right.
guess. Total guess. No idea.
Scott.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I'm getting obliterated here.
Yeah. We're
Oh, man.
getting rocked today.
Man. All right. So it is Scott's
I
turn
didn't
now.
pay attention to any movies in the 90s. I didn't watch anything.
You mean the 2000s?
I thought you guys had nailed
Or I
this.
mean
I
in
was
the
like,
2000s.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even get the year right.
yeah,
Decade. All right.
yeah, decade.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well,
It gets weird after the 90s. You know, 90 to 2000, you're sort of like, oh, I sort of get that.
Yeah.
And then after 2000, you're like, I don't even know where I am,
Yeah.
who I am,
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
2000s were weird, man. Weird time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, Scott.
Yeah.
I know you don't like comedies, but Zoolander.
Yeah. I like them.
All right. What song has been brainwashed into Derek Zoolander's brain to kill the Prime Minister of Malaysia? Is it Mr. Roboto by Styx? Is it Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Is it Beat It by Michael Jackson? Or is it Hungry Like the Wolf, Duran Duran?
This is a total guess because I have never seen Zoolander. So I'm
Really?
just gonna guess it. Yeah.
Oh, you don't like comedies, do
No,
you?
I like comedies. I just never got around to it. I like comedies just fine. I like comedies.
It's not the greatest. I'm not a massive fan of it.
I'll just say I mean, if I'm trying to think what would annoy me the most for the most long amount of time, even though I kind of like the song, but I'll say Relax. Is that
You were
right?
exactly right.
What?
Yeah.
I totally guessed that, dude. I don't know. It just seemed like
I've
the
never
most.
seen it either, and that would have been my guess. So
Okay, good.
fair enough.
Yeah, because that
Outstanding
song
guess.
would have just eaten you alive, right? Like you'd kill you after a while. So yeah.
Relax, don't do it. If you want to go
Get through
to
it,
it,
relax. That song's about.
I'm holding this,
stuff.
but I'm not lighting it because I know
Six.
Brian.
I think it's
Scott doesn't
currently
like it.
6. I think it's currently 6-2 currently.
Oh,
you're killing it, man. You're killing it.
You're
All right.
killing it. You're stealing, and you're answering your own questions and mine.
All
so,
right, Brian's turn.
All right, I'm sorry, Brian, for this next
Nope.
question.
oh God, all right.
All right, how well do you know
I know
Avatar?
that didn't come out at least between 2000 and 2010, so I feel safe there.
Yeah, it'd be all
All
right.
right. All right.
Said you weren't going to light it.
There-
It's not a joint. I wish. Vegas, baby. Woo! Okay. So, all right. So, Brian, Avatar, what is the primary source of food for the Na'vi? Is it bird-like creatures? Is it grubs? Is it fish? Or is it edible flowers?
I think they're vegetarians, so I'm going to say it's edible flowers.
That's what my partner guesses. What? No, Scott.
Scott? I thought they were vegetarians.
I
no?
have
I
a
guess not.
memory of bugs, so I'm going to say grubs.
That is correct.
Yeah, I remember
That's
they
their
were all.
primary. I mean, they try not to eat. I mean, basically, as it says, they're skilled hunters, but they spare most of the forest creatures.
Yeah.
And grubs are similar to jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
And that's their prime source.
And they were like little glowy bugs, and what's his name? Sam Worthington was super stressed. He didn't want to eat one because it's gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That kid in America died from eating a slug.
Yeah,
Did you see that case?
I did. That's bad. Don't
Yeah,
eat
friends
slugs.
scared him.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't let people push you into doing stuff because you can die.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
Okay.
that. I would not eat a slug.
No.
Honestly.
So she says smoking.
All right, back to me. Currently 7-1
Okay.
or 7-2.
let's increase that lead one more time.
Okay, Scott. So number 10, we're talking about the movie 300.
Okay. Ooh,
Love
okay.
this film.
All right.
All right. What location do the Spartans use to their advantage to support their superior fighting skills? Is it the Hot Gates, the Narrow Rocks, the Arcadian Corridor, or the Steaming Boulders?
Oh, geez. I thought that was going to be
Easy.
just different. Give me that one more. Give me the options one more time.
All right. The Hot Gates, the Narrow Rocks, the Arcadian Corridor, and the Steaming Boulders.
All right, this is kind of a guess then, because it's not what I thought it was. I'll say steaming boulders.
Nope. Brian?
Ooh. Okay. I think it's one in the middle too, but I'm not sure which one. So either the narrow corridor or the narrow rocks or the Arcadian corridor. I'm going to say the Arcadian corridor.
No, neither of you got it right. It was the hot gates.
It's a hot.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Hot gates.
dang
All
it!
the
Hot
300
gates.
people out there are screaming at you two right now.
Well, that's
They're-
fine.
it's
I can hear them.
Yeah.
They're saying it's madness.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying right now.
Yeah, it's madness.
Yeah,
This is Sparta. and then
this is Sparta.
yeah, I'm gonna kick him down the well. Oh, I'm in the mood for that movie right now. I gotta watch it again. I love that movie.
Oh, it's great.
I'm
I love it.
apparently
I watch
in
it-
the
I
mood for a
watch it all
bunch
the
of
time.
2000 to 2010 movies because apparently I haven't seen enough of them.
Yeah,
Or I didn't pay enough attention in them.
yeah, fair enough.
It is one of those things. But I mean, I love 300. If it's on, that's one of those movies I just sit down and watch, even if it's halfway through. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
bugger it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
watching it.
it's Zack
All
Snyder's greatest
so
work.
Brian,
Yeah.
Gerard Butler or Colin Farrell?
Gerard Butler, he's more bigger and masculine.
Oh,
and
okay.
He's
Yeah,
more
can
bigger. Okay.
hold me down.
More bigger.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We're finding out a lot about Gidget.
Yikes. All right. Next up, whose
Do you
turn?
expect anything less?
Whose turn is it? Is it Brian's turn? Because we both got
It
it
is.
wrong. So it's Brian's turn.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Brian's turn. All right, so it is Batman Begins.
Okay.
All right, what is Bruce Wayne's heavily armed vehicle called? Is
Oh.
it the tank?
Crumpler. Oh, go ahead. Give me all the choices.
Yeah, you might want to hear him out.
Damn
The
it.
tank, the Rumbler, the Batmobile, or the Tumbler?
Oh, the tumbler. Yes, not the crumbler. Crumbler is what.
Correct.
Yeah.
Whoops. I mean, ding. Sorry, ding.
Is what the is what.
Ding, yeah, ding him.
Scarecrow does underneath it. He crumbles.
Yeah, he crumbles
Yeah.
under the underside.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, that's an easy one. Not
Okay,
that
Scott.
I mean, I just mean as a question, not for Brian. Brian, of course, everybody would know that one. All right,
You boys are bad.
all right. Give me mine. What do I got?
Okay, all right, Scott. All right, this is a Shrek question. All right, we've got to get into some animation.
That's fine. I watched a lot of Shrek
right.
in the day. That's fine.
Awesome. All right, what fairy tale character does not appear in the film? All right,
Okay.
this is the first Shrek movie.
All right.
The Big Bad Wolf, The Three Little Pigs, Hansel and Gretel, or Pinocchio?
Sorry, Hansel and Gretel.
That is correct.
Okay. Yep, I do
They
remember.
appeared
That.
in the second one.
You got to remember, my kids were like, Nick was like 2. I had a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and they all loved it.
That was
And we-
probably a
Well,
frequent.
that's what I thought. I thought,
Yeah.
you got kids and they probably watched it. And you, as parents, these days you got to sit down and watch the movies with kids. In my day,
Mhm.
my parents would just push us in front of a movie and they'd bugger off and get drunk and have a dinner party. So
yeah, they would set it and
things are
forget
different.
it back then, but now you got it. Yeah, and I watched that a lot. I feel like Shrek was burned into my brain, and I really can't stand it now. But I do remember that.
Well, unfortunately, it's one of those things, especially with animation. The Shrek animation, it was on TV the other day. It doesn't really hold up. It looks a bit naff
Really?
when you
It's
see what's
it's a little stiff.
coming out now.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
little
Yeah.
stiff. A little stiff.
But
That's
it's still a
surprising.
fun
It
movie.
felt like it was. It felt like it was pretty spot on as far as animation, but it has been a good 10
20
years since I've seen. Well, since I've seen it.
Oh, since you've
Well, I
seen
think
it.
this was 2000 or 2001. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, Brian, you're getting a Toy
Yeah.
Story 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point
All
in
right.
the movie did Brian cry?
Those Pixar movies always make you cry.
That's
I love a
good.
good cry in a movie. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So, who rescues Woody, Buzz, and friends from the imminent doom of the incinerator? Is it Big Baby, the aliens, Ken Doll, or Lots of Huggin' Bear?
Okay. Well, lots of Hug and Bear, I think, was the enemy.
Yeah. he's a baddie.
Is the baddie. I'm gonna say it's. Boy, the aliens seem to be more prominent in the second film than in the third. I'm gonna say it's Ken doll.
Scott?
Scott.
Give me the names one more time.
All right. Big Baby,
Yeah.
the aliens, Ken Doll, or Lots of Huggin' Bear? Toy Story 3 from the incinerator, and they all think they're going to die.
Yeah.
Who rescues them?
I kind of feel like there was like a chain gang kind of thing going on with the aliens, so I'll say the aliens.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
Was the
baby!
aliens.
Because they were all like the claw or whatever, and they were just like all reaching out for him or something. They all linked
Oh,
together.
and they made their own. Made their claw.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I feel good about that. All right, my turn.
Okay. Mr. Bossy Pants. All right, so 14.
Yeah.
We got two more questions, so I hope someone's keeping score, but I think Scott's one's in.
Yeah, I don't think
there we
anybody
go.
needs to keep score at this point.
Yeah.
The score is mathematically eliminated.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Scott, Iron Man question.
Oh, 2008.
Ooh. Okay,
I
what
hope that
is the
wasn't the
name
question.
of the missile Tony Stark is demonstrating? Is it the Job, the Jericho, the Cain, or the Able?
Jericho, I believe.
Yes!
Yeah. I remember him saying the word Jericho and then getting all excited and putting his hands up and watching it go boom and he snapped or whatever.
Yep, beautiful.
Nice
All
one.
right, so Brian, you get the last question.
Okay.
Okay, you
Well,
ready?
maybe
Sin
Scott will
City.
get it at this rate.
You never know. You never know. All right, Sin City. Who plays
Sin City.
Dwight McCarthy? Is it Bruce Willis, Mickey Rourke, Benicio del Toro, or Clive Owen?
Dwight. Okay, so I know it's not Mickey Rourke. He's
He's that other guy.
he's his name is different. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's not that.
It's a different name. We know that.
It's a different name.
I can't remember either.
Dwight. I don't think Bruce Willis is Dwight. I think it's either Clive Owen or who's the other? What's the other name?
Benicio
We've
del
got Bruce
Toro.
Willis, Mickey Rourke, Benicio del Toro,
Benicio
or
del Toro.
Clive Owen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Clive Owen.
You are right.
Oh, well done. Yeah, I wouldn't have got. I wouldn't have got that right. I would have said Bruce Willis. I just don't remember. It's been too.
All right,
too
so
long.
Scott, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10.
8, 9, 10.
Yep.
Scott is a 10, and Brian.
Or according to the chat room,
Called Brian.
Brian's
1,
a 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
four for me is
2,
what the chat room is
Yeah.
saying.
yeah, 4.
Yeah! Look
Yeah.
at me over here.
So Scott wins. Brian loses.
Yeah, I win this time, but that's a rarity, so I'll just take my win and be happy and not and be humble
Do it,
about it.
baby. Yep, you won. Well done. Well done to both of you. It was good. And next quiz will either be music or movies. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
You guys said, so I saw on Twitter you're taking a break.
Oh, we did.
We already took it. It was
Yeah,
last week.
Last week.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
we were gone.
Apparently,
all
it
week
really
last
made an impact on you.
Yeah, it really affected me.
week. Well, look, you hit the back of your head. You don't remember. It's fine.
Or just send
Yeah,
me
exactly.
the Google
That's it.
the
I was.
Winchester meme. Oh, okay. Go to the Winchester, have a pint. Yes, okay.
Oh, someone
Yeah,
sent you a
I was li-
Winchester.
I was
I
li-
should have
man.
gotten Winchester. I didn't even think about the gun in the above the bar, for F's sake.
It's been a long time in that movie. All
It's
right.
all right. It's all
well
right.
done.
You both did really well. That was fun. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Tell everybody where your podcast is so they can go listen to it.
Well, all right then. I am co-host with Angry Man to the Retro Cinema Podcast, and we do 80s movies we loved back then, and we still love now. It's an hour-long podcast, and we just rave about the movies. And we just recently did our top 10 80s movies of foreign films.
Whoa.
So check it out. I just posted it on Twitter now.
Nice.
Sounds
and if you're looking
fantastic.
for me, it's Gidget, Gidgit, not E.T.
Yeah, there you go.
Because
It's
I'm not an alien.
It's Australian's own Gidget Von LaRue. We will see you next time. Bye now.
Excellent.
That was fun.
That was fun. Congratulations. Well earned.
Thanks.
Well
I
earned
think we're
victory.
still. I think the overall running episode
I
score. I
don't
think
know.
you're still
That I
ahead
don't
there. I'm pretty sure you're still ahead.
That I don't know.
I think I was like, this feels like the Jazz in Game 5 of the finals with the Bulls that one time. Kind of had a good game, but we're going back to Chicago next time, so we'll see how it goes.
My good. That last dance really made an impression.
It really did. It's all I can think about. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, my sister Wendy, I think, let me double check. She's traveling tomorrow, and so there was some confusion about today. Oh, okay. We're good, she says. So she'll be here right after this. Before that, though, we're going to take a break and play a song. What do you got?
Yeah, this one is a little bit different than the music you usually hear as far as Indie in the Middle goes. And it's something that got sent to me and I was
Hey, fellas and girls, have a nice weekend and don't get drunk like some people do because it's not worth it.
His necroplasmic body racked by pain.
From Hell's Heart, I podcast at thee. This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back. We have returned.
That band again, Voices of the Martyrs, and the album is called Solace. It's all cool instrumentals like that, and
I like it.
Very, very cool stuff. Yeah,
I dig it a lot. Man, I've got freaking smoke throat so bad right now.
yeah.
Sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Aw.
All right.
Aw.
Let's call Wendy, who's about to come fly into this mess.
Who's about to fly into Smoke Throat Land.
Yep. Smoke Throat Land will never be the same after Wendy gets here. Hold on a second. Where's it from? Oh, I'll tell you in a second.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, it's my sister Wendy. She's a therapist. She comes on the show on Thursdays. We do Therapy Thursday, and it's been a while because we were off last week, and also I think the week before that or a week before that, I don't remember. You had a camp you were at with your kids or something, and so it's been a while, Wendy. How's it feel?
That was like June, dude.
Was it? I don't know. What day is it? I don't even know. What are we doing?
Yeah, anyway.
It's bad. Hi. Hey, what we were talking about is, so you're flying here tomorrow on an aeroplane, and it's really smoky right now.
Yeah, it is every time I bloody come.
Yeah.
Is that a swear word here? That sounds really bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. But the thing is, when you were here last, well, let's see. Yeah, the last time you were here it was smoky too, right? Last summer.
Every time I come in August, I have got to just stop doing that. Why do I flipping come in August when it's hot and burnt and it's terrible?
Yeah, and it's not even, the thing is, it's not even us that's burning as much this time. It's all this California smoke, and we're all just...
Well, it was last time, too.
Yeah. Could even be some Colorado smoke coming east or coming west, yeah.
Yeah, so we're just,
do you have a lot of
just
burning
soaking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do. Not nearly as much as California, but we do have some
California's
fires
such a mess.
going on.
I mean, and I don't want to gripe, but really what I can do is come in October. October smells like Halloween. I love October.
It's clear. It's nice. Yeah.
Fires are over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Big.
I know. Here I come.
Yeah. Here you go. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you, but amidst all this craziness, we thought, yeah, let's do a show today. Let's have a show. Let's talk about stuff. Let's do a thing.
I come back next Wednesday, so I'm good to do a show Thursday.
Oh, nice. Okay. I was going to ask how long you were going to be here. No one's told me.
Just till Wednesday. And then we had to get all of our doctors and dentist appointments in, as many as we could, because every office, you can't have traveled out of the state for 14 days beforehand. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, cramming them in. So they're asking me, you been out of state? And I'm like, not yet.
So this is actually an interesting question. What's the protocol? You get here and the natural instinct is, it's Aunt Wendy, everybody. We're all going to hug Aunt Wendy. Like, I want to hug my sister, and it's been a long time since I've seen you, and, we're an affectionate family who likes to let each other know we're happy to see each other and stuff, but should I not be doing that now? What's the plan?
No, I would love for you guys to help me with that decision, because I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, Mom's really old. This is not a great, that's partly why I'm coming, or the main reason I'm coming actually is, I just don't know if it gets worse in the winter and fall to fly. And
yeah,
I don't know. So that's why I'm coming, and I'll just mask up, triple masks, and rub myself in rubbing alcohol. I don't know.
Now we have a brother who thinks it's all a little overkill, and he may be expecting big hugs when he gets up here,
I'm sure.
So there's that whole thing.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is like such a human thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you know somebody, and someone said this a long time ago, economics. It's a great way to explain this. Like, it's a recession if your neighbors lost their job, but it's a Great Depression if you've lost your job.
Yeah.
And it's just that relativeness of, if you know people, or you weren't in a hot spot, or you weren't in one of these cities, or you're not in healthcare, it just changes your perception of your experience. So then you can read stories, and you can do whatever you want with your brain. You can want to hear whatever you want to hear.
Yeah.
But when your best friend's brother's in the ER for 14 straight days, you're like, healthy marathon running 50-year-old, cool.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. And so you sort of have it's just, you can't sort of stick in, that's no big deal. But then there's plenty of people who've had it and it hasn't been that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's also your reference. And maybe, I don't know. tricky. But I feel like maybe the general problem too is that so many different experiences, and then you just kind of, you take your own, and that's truth, and so that's hard. That's
the other tricky thing about COVID in particular. It doesn't give a crap about who you are, who you're affiliated with, or what your feelings are. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. But it's also a tricky little bastard because some people are going to get it, never know they had it, and they were just asymptomatic carriers of the thing. Other people get what they felt like was, it's like a cold. I had it for a week. Other people are in the ER. Other people died. Like, it's just so indiscriminate and so all over the place. Oh, and then there's people that are like, well, I had the sniffles for a couple of days, but now my doctor says I have a heart arrhythmia that came from it. Or my doctor says...
Or those long haul cases. Those ones are terrible.
Yeah, they're really bad. One guy's like, they say I've got the lungs of a 80-year-old lifelong smoker. And it's like, dude.
Fantastic.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. And because it's all over the place and because people are, like you said, they're all about their own perception or their own story, their own personal bubble or whatever. And everybody's going to experience it differently. So I don't know, man. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. But I'm excited to see you no matter what.
Well, I'll just bubble wrap myself. And I mean, I haven't done one dang thing for 9 months. I feel like I could have. I did go to the dentist. I apologize, everyone. I'll tell you what, though. That place smells like you're just walking into a alcohol pad, like the cleaning, rubbing alcohol. You're like, nothing is alive in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's pretty safe, but I've tried to be really careful. And then when I get back, I'll just be really careful. Our schools have switched. I talked all big before about everyone gets to do the thing that's good for them. And they switched us from hybrid, which was 2 days a week. The kids could go to school to now just distance learning at home.
Full 5 days. Yeah.
And it was within about a 48-hour period they changed their minds. And I was like, you know what? If you had just not told us the one and just stuck with the other, I'd be happier. But and I think that's the reality is if you don't have a lot of direct experience and or some background in science where you really do understand how this crap works, you're suffering in such tangible ways, though you don't know anyone who's been sick or been sick yourself. Right. And so, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But I also recognize, these teachers have never done this before. We're asking them to do something that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we're asking parents to do something that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yet, daycares are closing all over. Like, it's
there's no 102-year-olds either that remember the 1918 business and can even bring the lessons forward from that. So enough time goes by and people just don't know what to do.
No, and we really have. I mean, we've had a couple outbreaks, and has any one of us ever been actually affected that has all these opinions now?
No,
the SARS initial one or the swine flu or whatever it just was nothing like this.
No.
And so we just don't have context. And
yeah, I remember swine flu. Like I know now because I did a little research. There was a ton of affected people, but at the time it was like, I'm going to BlizzCon. I don't know what that swine flu thing is. I guess I'll wash my hands a lot. And okay, anyway, that was fun. See you later. And then I've never caught it. And never, like you just don't have the breadth of it. Yeah, it's just different.
It is something else. So anyway, I will try to be careful and I won't cough or sneeze on anyone. And I understand flying. Have you guys flown at all?
No, not in this.
No, not since.
So Misha did. She came out here to see Lexi when Lexi was here. Yeah. And she's like, the plane was freezing. And I was like, you're such a baby. It can't be that cold. And then I read about it. And they take two parts of the air from outside the plane at all times, comes in and then mixes with a third part that is recycled and clean filtered air. So it's the cleanest air you will ever breathe on an airplane right now.
Is that something that they're doing new for this, or is that something that they've always done? Okay, really? So it's a higher outside air mixture.
So when you've got sick before because you've flown, it's because you had a bunch of recycled air. It was not like this. Now it's filtered, so only a part is filtered and put back in. I think they have always tried to filter some of it, right?
But it's kind of funny that they haven't done this before, right? It's
I agree. I'm okay with a little cold. I'll bring
they have to throw a lot of oxygen in there, right? Because the air's thinner, and so they have to figure out a way to So that everybody doesn't just pass out from lack of oxygen.
Everybody pass out, and also freeze. I mean, the temperature is legit.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to warm that air back up, and takes a lot of extra energy. And so that's why they haven't done it in the past. And there's issues with buildings, right? There are buildings that have smart sensors, like someone's in the building, someone's not. They know to do certain things with air. And our school district has put new vents in every single classroom, so it takes fresh air in, out. I mean, there's a lot you can do, but it's a lot of work. And anyway, so the plane thing, I'm excited because I love being cold on planes.
I do too.
It makes me sick.
Me too. I hate warm planes, so I'm actually for this. I'm totally fine bringing a jacket or something. But do you remember our high school, Brighton High School, how little ventilation there was there? There was none.
Yeah, like none.
Yeah, we had no air conditioning, no central air of any kind. They had those cheap fans, those square fans every 5 feet in the summer or in the months that were hotter. And that's it. There was no, there was no ventilation system. Maybe that's partly why they're tearing it down. I don't know if you heard that, but they're tearing down.
Yeah, there is a good reason to tear that place down.
Yeah, it's an old school. It's old school.
Old school.
Anyway, well, let's get to this email. This came to us from someone I'll keep anonymous for now, but I thought it was a good one for today. Let's see where it takes us. Therapy Thursday topic: feeling like the other is the subject. Hey everyone, love the show, and I have an issue that I've been avoiding, I guess. But really, it got me. Really got to me recently. With all the racial divides going on in the country and everything, I've had a hard time placing myself, since I've never felt like I fit in any group of people. I've always felt like an outsider or the other in this country, and I was born here. I am first generation in this country from parents that came here from South America. All throughout my life, I never fit in anywhere in school. I never fit in with any group of people because I wasn't American enough to know what everybody was into. I remember feeling like an outsider in school when I didn't know certain music or popular artists, and it still lingers with me till this day. I have very few friends, but I try to be as social as possible. It's like I don't fit in with people born here, and I don't fit in with the people of my parents' countries. I still feel like I don't fit in anywhere, but I'm working on it. I want to know how to deal with this, since I don't really feel like I belong anywhere. Thanks again, and keep up the awesome work. So that's an interesting position to be in. Doesn't feel like he's... you almost feel like socially homeless when you feel this way, I guess. Where do you want to start with that?
I want to start with, do you guys remember back in the day when I would mock white men?
Yeah.
I'm going to go there.
Okay. Oh, good. All right. Sweet.
Wait, mock white men as in fake white men, or as in make fun of white men?
Make fun of white men.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're called mannequins. Have you heard of mannequins? No. No, I'm going to start with the white male default design. Okay. So I've talked about this before, maybe mentioned it another time, but this makes my head want to explode when I think about this. So 2015, I want to say, maybe 2016, was the first time any car company tested one of their crash testing, where they crash their car to see what happens.
Right.
Did anyone use a mannequin, speaking of mannequins, or a dummy based on a female body?
Oh, weird. That's the first time.
100%.
Were they I didn't even realize that they were gender. I mean, actually, it was just like a big wooden.
Hey, real quick, can you give birth? Can babies come out of your hips, Brian?
I've tried once.
Well, after a really big meal.
Hey, so my point is the way we distribute our weight, how our pelvises are shaped matters in these types of things, right?
Yeah.
And upper body strength, right? So think about how a seatbelt is designed and how it's tested. It has only been tested on male proportion, weight, and size bodies.
Well, I think we helped your case here a little bit and I'm with Brian here. I never thought of this. I thought this is just
totally makes sense.
Just
when you bring it that way, it's like, yeah, I guess so. I mean,
okay. So here's another one: heart medication and anything we know about heart disease. The average person, unless they are very specialized and obviously work in that industry, would know. And we're more aware now. But women have very different types of heart attacks, and women are being over medicated in so many ways because all of our drug testing is based on the default male. Sometimes it's not always white, but default male. And we have more fat, we carry more water. We're different. I don't know if you guys know, but there's some differences.
Yeah.
Now, but all the way this stuff has worked for so long is this default image. And here's what's fascinating. And I want to thank this emailer because it is really hard to say, hey, this is what my experience is, and talk to the default people about it, right? You guys are the default in both your gender and your race.
Yeah.
And I'm the default in my race.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we have so many just built-in things we don't even know exist that are privileges, of course, but also are just things are designed for us, right? So when we go to another country, and Americans are particularly good at this, we go to another country and we never drop our Americanism. We are like, I demand good service and I would like ice for my water. And people are like, that's not at all what we do here.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming and making it all about you. And we do. We're loud wherever we go. We kind of take our stuff with us because we're default. We also have a bit of American default is the model as well. And I think other countries hate us for these reasons, right? Okay. So let's just take that as a premise, like to understand this default mode. So somebody from his parents are from another country, come to the United States. He's born here. He's just as American as anybody else.
Right.
But the default model is not him. It's not first generation immigrant. It's not brown skin. It's not, whatever it is, right? And dual language, like he hears one language at home. He eats certain kinds of foods at home. He goes out in the world and it's flipping Doritos and white bread or whatever. Like it's a jump. Even being raised in this place. But the default settings are all, I don't know, Baywatch, whatever, some California surf town, or some Midwest all white something, or New York City, whatever version of wherever you grow up can be, it's going to have some default settings that you're just going to maybe never feel like you quite fit in.
Even the default imagery of people of color in the United States is going to contrast with what his default setting is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just throw in a quick plug for everyone to go listen to Nice White Parents.
Oh, that's a great show so far. I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
It's
a podcast.
Not that far. It's very good.
And especially if you're white, please go listen.
Well, this is the problem, right? You tell people that and they go, don't tell me what to do.
Right, which is a default white power position, is it not?
Right.
And that's one of the things about what's crazy about that, and maybe you heard this too, is that before it was even released, it had crazy ratings. I can't even remember the number of 1-star reviews and then 5-star reviews. It had never been released. And the reason is people were already thinking they knew what it was about. Yeah. And then they were trying to battle each other with the stars, right? Well, I'm going to give it a 5 because that idiot gave it a 1, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a microcosm of America is this podcast. Anyway, but what's really fascinating, they do a great job and the point being, what's so threatening about it is white people, the default is to never be identified as white. We're identified as people.
Yeah.
We're identified as parents. We're not identified as white parents, but people of color are always identified by their race. And that's like a voting block, right? You are all the same. Whereas, and the white default mode is that I'm an individual. I'm not part of a group. You can't tell me I'm like, white people do this. We do it all the time to everyone else, right? Yeah. So the first time maybe in our history, we're being called white and we're being told, hey, white people do this. It's kind of like the Gillette commercial from a long time ago where men were mansplained to for the first time and they really didn't like it. And so here's this guy trying to figure out where he fits in, and it may feel like it's him, right? He may be like socially really inept and we don't know. And he's making everyone weird. I don't know, or treat him weird. Yeah. Okay, that's possible. Yeah. But really, my guess is let's guess what's possibly happening. He's friendly, he's trying, is that he keeps running into these invisible barriers without understanding why. Yeah. And it may be that he lives in a place where there's really unconscious designated white space and not white space, right? Mm-hmm. So we can look at some of like Starbucks. Let's be clear. when you go in to ask to use a restroom and you're a white person and you're not going to buy anything, you think you can do that.
Mm-hmm. I think I can do that. Yeah.
Of course you can, because you're a white dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a white person, that is not what you're thinking.
No.
You're thinking, I'm going to have to go buy something, or I'm going to have to sneak something in here, or I got to, the burden on you is crazy because it's not a default white space. It's not a default brown space. It's a default white space.
Yeah.
But white people walk around with total ignorance of that because they don't have this experience. So he may be running into walls and bouncing off things that he can't see. And how do you explain? Well, you can explain it by self-loathing. Well, I must be the problem, or I'm bad, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not American enough, or I'm not, you start to, that's what's very common.
Yeah.
To have that response. So
this is interesting. I had to grapple with this a while ago with this. I had this sudden overwhelming sense when I was driving that if I was suddenly pulled over because they thought I was a suspect in a crime, and it was one of those deals where two cops, one's behind me, one's in front of me, they both pull me over, there's lights flashing, and they're get out of the car, hands up, and all of that, right? Let's say it's one of those situations, which happens to people. My default brain would say, well, this is no problem. I'm just going to get out. I'll have my hands up. I'll do as they say. And I'll say, there's probably a misunderstanding here, but, whatever you need to know, I can tell you. I think you've got me mixed up with somebody else. I know from the minute go that I've got that covered. It's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to end up shot and dead. I just know I'm not.
Right.
And I'm confident in that. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Of course it can, right? Something could happen. But I go into it I am not thinking I'm going to be dead today. I'm thinking, there's a confusion. It's cool, guys. I'm fine. It's me. That's not who you think it is, but no problem. I'll put me on the curb, even cuff me, and I'll tell you what I know, and then we can get this all worked out.
Tell you everything I know.
Like I wouldn't have any I would have no worry that this was going to be a problem or escalate or be a thing.
We've got Tina and I have a friend named Jeffrey who is in the process of teaching his son to drive. Just turned 16. Actually, I think he might be 17 now, and they're working on getting his license. And he says, "Yeah, did your parents teach you, Brian, that when you get pulled over by police, you keep your hands on the steering wheel at the top part when the police approach your vehicle, so they can see both hands?" I'm like, "No, of course we weren't taught that." And he's like, "Yeah, I have to teach my son that when."
Yeah,
if he's going to get pulled over, he has to do that.
Yeah, they have these things that we don't know about.
The police officer, I'm now leaning over to my glove box to get my insurance card.
Right.
It's a whole different driver's ed.
Yeah, it is, and it just hit me. I went. It's probably because of this recent 7 bullets in the back shooting that was so freaking horrible, and I just thought, I would have been fine. Like I would have been. My default position is that doesn't stress me out. The idea of being pulled over and having to deal with a misunderstanding or a misidentification or I don't, because I know that I'm all good and that I didn't do anything wrong and that also this is just a mistake and that it will work itself out. Even if and I'm convinced, okay? Some people are going to be mad at me saying this. That's okay. Send me your emails. That's fine. But if I just know if I am black, I don't feel that same way. I know I don't. Because why would I? All I have is bad examples of this stuff going completely wrong, even when you've complied in every way. And of course it's different for them. And that sucks. And it's hard for us because of this default position stuff to even imagine it, because like I've told the story on the show before, and I've told it on the diary show, so I apologize for repeating this, but the time I got pulled over from a cop while I was jogging around the park in my old house, and he said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just jogging." Been over to the school lately? I'm like, "No, my kids are there though, and I'm working at home, right, doing frog dance and stuff." It's like 2013, and he says, "Well, we've got some people have given us some eyewitness accounts of somebody matching what you're wearing, the black shorts and the white T-shirt, snooping around the school and possibly being involved with some kidnappy, molesty stuff over there at the school." I don't remember the words he used. And I remember going,
he didn't use kidnapping molesty?
No, he didn't say that.
He used molesty.
Molesty.
That's the technical term.
And I said, oh, no, not at all. And he says, can you got anybody at home that can confirm? And I said, well, my wife's not here today and I work from home, but I'm right around the corner. I can take you over there and show you where I've been and what's going on. And I've been doing stuff online with emails and things. I have timestamps and I'm getting a little nervous. I'm thinking, well, geez, they've really got me confused with somebody else. And I don't have a good alibi. I don't have anyone here. It's just me. Mm-hmm. And started to freak out a little bit. And right as I'm starting to freak out, he goes, well, it's all right. Turns out the guy they mentioned up there was like 400 pounds. You don't look 400. I'm like,
my God.
You could have mentioned that before, dude. You could have said that early. Like, I felt like he was just stringing me along. But the point is, the lesson I walked away with from that was, is this how this feels?
Yes.
That's a terrible feeling.
Well, you didn't think you were going to be shot and killed.
No, I didn't. It wasn't even that. That's my point. This is still even a lesser degree kind of thing, but it's a taste of misidentification, them not being fully straightforward with me, leaving story bits out to try to see if I'm going to, I don't know what. This feeling of being, suspected when I know I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just a piece of that pie, but it was enough of a piece to really blow my mind. I remember thinking that's how this feels, and way worse than this, because your actual life is on the line. Your actual, everything, everything is on the line. For me, it's just this quick, dumb run-in with a cop, and this will probably be the only one I ever have like this ever again. But it was enough to kind of shock me out of my safe space a little bit, Mm-hmm. And it made me think about it.
We run into... we get back to what the emailer is asking us, of course, but I think we run into this idea that our privilege is, A, we got to recognize it, and B, like, what do you then do with that? Because if it's defaulted, it's so defaulted, you don't know. You don't, like, I can think about, I've been pulled over, I can't even count how many times, and I've maybe gotten one ticket. And I don't cry. I don't do any manipulative weird things. I just go, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm like an idiot. I was going too fast. Also, one time there were Girl Scouts in my car and I did have some Girl Scout cookies. And I said, oh, it's just Girl Scouts. Oops. I didn't realize that,
Yeah.
like I can make an excuse and they're like, well, okay. Because you know what? I'm like a white mom.
Yeah.
I'm just and I act remorseful or whatever. Turns out maybe I don't even have to act remorseful. Yeah. Right? I don't know. But it's a given. That's my expectation.
You should have offered him a sleeve of Thin Mints to see if it might.
I did tell him to put them in the freezer because they're really good.
Not the Thin Mints though. Come on, offer the Samoas or the. You keep the Thin Mints hidden under the seat.
Samoas have coconut though. Coconut's gross. Anyway,
sorry.
That's why you offer those. That's why you offer those.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that once you recognize your privilege, you have to understand that if there's any kind of change. Mm-hmm. The system has to change where you're no longer privileged.
Yeah.
And for people to give that up. So that's what's so fun about the nice white parents is the power white parents have to determine what happens in the New York public school system. And P.S., it's the most segregated school system in the country. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to think about that, but it is. And how it's run because of white parents, and white parents actually start schools all the time and they're all for diversity. And like, it's fascinating. You really need to listen to it. But when you hear it and you realize, oh, hold on, white parents have to shut up and everyone has to have equal access to this thing and equal voice, which might mean no one, no white voices at all, because we dominate. We can't even help it. We don't even know it. And so it's fascinating to think about that. What do I have to give up in order for there to be more equity? Well, I have to give up my comfort, the stuff I hadn't even realized I was benefited by. That's a lot. And that's when I see people reacting and like freaking out. Don't tell me to wear a mask or whatever it is. That's just pushing on that a little bit. And this isn't given up easily, right? Mm-hmm. And yet we can say all day long, we want it to be fair. That's terrible. Well, I don't want to be pulled over and think I'm going to die every time. Do you? Yeah. Should we really make it equal?
Right.
Like that's obviously we there needs to be other solutions and other things. Now, of course, we're speaking from a place of no idea, right?
Right.
So here's this person emailing us saying, what do I do? I feel disconnected, alone, like I don't belong here. And that is a huge fundamental need for everybody, is to feel like they have somewhere that they belong. So a lot of folks will grow up in different cultures and countries. I feel like I've done this to my kids a little bit. Abe is really like, I feel more Swedish than I feel American. And it helps him, like when he thinks something's stupid here, it's easy for him to think it's better there. And when something was stupid in Sweden, he could think it was better in America. It's kind of a psychological tactic, right, to survival. But then where do you actually feel like you belong? Where does it feel like it's safe or it's home? And is it possible to be somewhere and feel like it's home, but also be critical of that place? As if you have to be like America to feel like you belong here. In fact, that's not what it means to be American at all. Mm-hmm. It means to be grumpy about it. It means to fight with people about it. That's what it means to be American now.
Yeah. Seems like.
But like where can, and I want to pick your brains about that. How do you suggest to somebody who, first of all, is running into all these invisible barriers that really do pigeonhole him and keep him out of certain spaces and don't make him feel welcome? That's happening. And then how would you suggest he find a sense of home in his own country? This is his country. How would you suggest he do it?
I don't know. This is the problem. Yeah, I don't know what I would say to him.
Is it too easy white privilege to say, look outside the racial divides and look at the things that that you're interested in and find people of that common group? If you like tabletop games, find an online group or a local group that gets together and does tabletop games. Or is that too like hippie Brian smoking the pot?
I don't even think it's hippie. It's like you and I are.
We don't know. I mean,
here's what you and I know. And I think a lot of people in kind of nerd culture know that we've connected across a lot of different things that are that aren't just simply I will drink coffee at the same coffee shop you're drinking coffee.
Right.
It's more like, hey, we have these other common things. It transcends our color, our upbringing, our race, our ethnicity, all these other things. It just doesn't matter because if you're into World of Warcraft, so am I. We should be in the same guild. There is a lot of greatness about that, I think, but I don't know whether or not saying to somebody, hey, you should just find someone to do that stuff with. If you're into that stuff, just find them out there. That seems like not enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where I struggle because Brian's right. We have these like common things, these threads. Like this person who wrote in probably would be somebody we would love to hang out with.
Totally.
Spend real time with, play tabletop games with, go to Vegas with them, do all the things we like to do and be part of the bigger Frog Pants family. But what is the first step of that? And when somebody's feeling that unwelcome in their own country, is that enough? Like, are we just giving them a brief respite of a handful of people? Like, I don't know. To me, it feels so. This is one of those things I feel totally helpless about. Like, I don't know what to say to people.
Okay, I think you're both on the right track for him individually and all of us individually. Is where are our where do we root ourselves, right? And how we root as humans is we connect with other humans, and even if it's just online or if it's only one human. Or maybe you can root in nature or with animals or something like but there's some kind of grounding, safe space where you are yourself and you're sort of having a good time, right? Like that kind of needs to happen. Safety and like you're enjoying it. So is that found with people? Great. Let's say that's it. You find them through tabletop gaming, and now we've got this world that we're creating. In fact, real steps. We're nearly done. We're on the last week. I feel like this round in particular, I feel so much closer to everybody. And I feel like, I assume that's what they're feeling too, that it's more family now than it was before. It's like, let's try stuff. And now it's like, we're getting real and we're connecting and we're, it's really powerful, but it doesn't happen immediately, right? You've got to create this over time. And I think Frog Pants has done a really good job of that. So is that one step? Absolutely. Another might be in your physical space, right? Like, what coffee shop do you go to where you feel comfortable? Is there a restaurant that you can make your own, that's where you go to feel safe and connected? That's what's tricky about this COVID thing in particular, is that every space now has two different potential people showing up that make you feel safe or not safe. So if you're an anti-masker and someone comes in with a mask, you suddenly don't feel safe, or you're the vice versa. People walk in without masks and you have one on. Do you feel safe? So it's messed with a bit of that. And I think that's taking its toll on everyone.
Yeah.
But that idea of, is there a space you can now move your sort of friend, maybe online friend circle to where in your community? Is it a walk in nature that place is yours? And this is true of all of us. This is why we even use the word home. Something feels like home. It's not that it's a building. It's that there are spaces that get imbued with safety, belonging, okayness, right? Mm-hmm. So him seeking that out is really going to be an important step. And then maybe figuring out how to manage the feeling of, oh my gosh, it's garbage day. Can you hear them every 2 seconds?
I can. Do they come inside? Do they back the truck up into your house?
No, they've never backed up. They're loud enough as is, but now we're backing up. I'm like, okay, I can't mute. I'm in the middle of monologuing. Anyway, but my point is, like, what are some specific things? So if I work with someone who's adopted, right, there's often maybe another culture to get to know. Maybe there's finding a birth parent, or even talking to someone at the agency that used to, you were adopted through or something, right? So there's different varieties of things to start to ground yourself in the other that you're actually a part of, but don't feel like you're a part of. So it's learning a language. So I don't know about him, if he speaks Spanish or not, but if he doesn't, learning Spanish and finding other like-minded folks who want to learn is great. Maybe there's some way of grounding himself in two cultures at the same time can be really powerful. It's not easy. It's really easy to just do it without the default, right? That's the default. It's what I know, and this is where I live, and this is home. Lucky those people, but that is not a lot of people's experiences. So it has to be a proactive effort to find home, to find where you feel like you fit. And it's going to take some effort on your part, because it's not the default here, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, like anything where I feel like all we can say is, hey, you're welcome here. We have a big community of happy, welcoming people. I mean, that's one thing to say, but it's almost like, I don't know, I just feel like it's never enough. It's like when somebody's going through, we've got somebody in the tadpole who's going through some really serious health issues and is not improving, and it's just kind of awful. And we check in every day to see how it's going, and it's usually going worse. And I hate it because I can't do anything, So I feel that way about with this a little bit. I feel like I can't really do anything, but I hope discussing it means something. I hope these ideas help this person and that they feel comfortable here. At the very least, this can be a place where you can relate and find people that like you, and, you don't have to, you can be yourself here. But how do I can't reach out and make the rest of society I can't bring them to bear, I can try, but I can't. I mean, it's not much I can do. And Brian can't, and I can't, and none of us can. And sometimes that's very depressing to think about, because you don't really have as much power as you wish you had. But yeah, I hope this helps. So let us know how it goes, anonymous listener, and whether any of this puts you on the path you want to be on.
Helps. Mm-hmm.
Wendy, you'll be, of course, here next week, because you'll be back. You'll have left here and then be back home by the time we do another show. But I don't know. I might sneak a conversation on my phone with Wendy or something and record.
Yeah, tell me first so I don't say extra dumb words.
Yeah, I won't wing. I won't. You'll know that I'm recording when I do it. So,
all right, because I say dumb words like when I'm trying to be professional. So imagine when I'm not.
Yeah. I don't, it's a horrifying thought. I don't want to think about it. Anyway, realsteps.org, you check that out. There's plenty of great information there. When the next round comes, all that stuff.
Next round is November, and yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's good. It's good. I can't believe during a pandemic, this is when we decided to do this, but it is,
maybe the right time.
Might be the best time.
I think so. In some ways, it kind of it really does ground you and finds you, and it's not about weight loss. It's not about dieting. It's none of those things. It is, learning to like who you are. And it's fun to have a group of people who are like working hard to love themselves, and you can feel it. It's really great. So
that's awesome.
All are welcome. Please join us.
Join us. Realsteps.org. Wendy, have a fantastic week. And don't breathe in that weird air on the plane. We'll see you in a day.
I won't.
Guess I'll see you tomorrow.
It's a 50-50 blend.
We're going to do outdoor.
I was trying to find some information on why they don't do that. Somebody, I think Sidian said that it costs more fuel to do that. I figure it's like a...
yeah, that's true.
Like
I'm with you.
A filter, like a thing that they have to open up and do a balance thing. But maybe he's right. I don't know. I was trying to find something about it online.
I would imagine. Well, it changes something. I don't know how significantly. Huh.
Right.
That's interesting. I didn't know they were even doing that. So that makes me happy to hear that.
It does. It doesn't make me want to fly anywhere, but it does make me happy.
I wonder how many airlines. I mean, all the airlines are doing it. I assume the majors are probably. I would assume so, like Delta.
I would assume so too. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you basically it's probably an FAA requirement or a FAA and CDC requirement. I don't know where that gets mandated, if it's an FAA thing or if it's something else. But I'd much rather go in a movie theater right now than in an airplane.
Oh yeah, me too. In fact, let's do that.
Okay.
Hey, quick note: we are hurtling toward episode 2000 of the show,
wow, and 20 episodes away.
I know, it's crazy. We like to celebrate when we hit big milestone numbers. We did it with 500 and 1,000, 1,500. We are now doing it again for 2,000 for the continuing commemorative Gotta Catch 'Em All mugs. TMS 2000 mug available on the store right now. You can pre-order, and we're in the middle of getting those done right now. So if you go to frogpants.com/store, there's a mug right there. It's at /TMS-2000 if you're looking for it. Dash mug at the end. That doesn't matter. They'll just go to the store. Frog Pants store.
It's right there on the store.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
just
look
click
at that.
it.
Cool.
Yeah, right now, just the logo's there. We'll have a proper photo of an actual mug up later today because we just got one made.
What color is the inside going to be?
Oh, great question.
Right, because our 1,000 or 1,500 was white inside. We had one that was yellow inside.
Yeah, and I think those. I'm trying to remember which one. People really like the white. I think we may do white again. I don't know. Now I got to find out. I'll find out. I'm glad you asked. But that's and we'll get some pictures of that as well. But that's happening sometime today. That should be up. But there is a placeholder up there, and you can get yours on order already. People, we put early word out to the patrons, and they jumped all over it. So
cool.
If you're interested, it's available now. Frogpants.com/store. Also, thanks for all your support on Patreon. Patreon.com/TMS. On my anniversary, we are going to be playing a TMS playdate. That'll be happening Saturday.
I didn't know that Saturday was your anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Oh, thanks, man. Nothing major happens till later in the day. So
listen. I don't need to know that. Plus, I don't need to know that it's major.
That's a good point. It's more corporal, if you know what I mean. Anyway,
private, actually.
Private, yeah, it's very private. Nicely done. Patreon.com/TMS makes that possible, and all other bonus content we do here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you don't get that great stuff, and you should sign up. Patreon.com/TMS. $1 a month would get it for you. Again, that is at patreon.com/TMS. For everything else, frogpants.com/TMS. We will now exit with a song at our backs. What will it be?
Yeah. So remember yesterday I played that cover